Episode 5 of Noragami Season 2, it was definitely hype-worthy, but I will say that I was kind of expecting more out of the episode overall. I'm not really that disappointed because overall I did enjoy it, but I don't know, something about it. I felt that after the whole big reveal about what happened to Yukine, I felt that it kind of went a bit downward in hype a little bit. But overall, it was still a very, very fantastic episode. And so we see now that this episode obviously, picked up from last week where we have Yukine, being cut in half, and we see now that Kazuma and Hiyori, they are still trying to get out of that room, but we see now that Hiyori is definitely, not at her best. We see now that her tail, which is pretty much her link back to her body, we see now that it's starting to fade, and of course now she's getting pretty weak, and we see now that obviously Kazuma realized just how dangerous it is for her to remain here any longer. And so now going back to going back to Yato, where we have him fighting Bishamon, we see now that Yukine was obviously, cut in half, and we have Bishamon, telling him that he now knows the agony of losing a regalia. And so we see now that just when Bishamon was gonna strike him down, because obviously he was weaponless, we see now that Yato, he could still, sense Yukine because his name was not gone. And so we see now that when he had called out to Yukine, we see that, this right here is what they call, an evolution when it comes to regalia. And that right there means that Yukine is actually a blessed vessel. And now a blessed vessel is regalia that can actually evolve and clearly, improve, where it's a loyalty and faithfulness to his master is at its highest peak. And that right there shows just how much Yukine has come from season 1 compared to now. He is that loyal to Yato that this right here is pretty much something big for him. And so we see now that not only was he repaired, but he also became 2 swords. And that right there got me freaking hyped, because now Yato is a dual wielder. Now obviously, Yato was freaking badass with even without even a weapon, and now he has 2. That right there shows you that even though Bishamon might be the god of war, obviously Yato is definitely getting up there. And so now we have Kugaha. We see him now watching a fight, and of course, this right here was one thing nobody saw coming. Yukine was a blessed vessel, and then we have Iha, who was watching as well, and we see now that Kugaha, he was telling her that the next god or the next Bishamon will not scorn her like this, and she had nothing to worry about. And we even see now that the medicine he gave her, it was now wearing off, and obviously that right there caused her blood to come back. And we see now that right there, affected Bishamon, immediately. And so we see now that even though she was now getting affected by the blight, she would not stop fighting. And we see now that not only did her blight come back, but in Iha's case, it is now so much worse, and we see it now almost taking up most of her face. And we see this right here is what Kugaha wants, and we see now that Iha finally decided to do the right thing. And so now going back to the Yato and Bishamon fight, of course, even though she was being corrupted, she was still fighting as strong as ever, if not stronger. And their fight, it was definitely good. We see now Bishamon pretty much destroying, a lot of stuff more than fighting Yato, honestly. But we see now that all of her, weak level regalias, the ones that actually arm weapons, of course now they ran out, but they all had to run away because we see her blight getting worse and worse, and we see now that it gets to the point where her weapons that she actually used, like her guns and her sword, they also got affected as well, as we see now that not only did her guns have it bad, but her sword probably had the worst. Now I do believe that her sword might be unusable now, because we see that all of them were like telling her to release them, and we see now that her sword pretty much became a phantom as we have her screaming now release them, and we see now that like all these eyes are now appeared on that sword, but she was like still using it. And so right now we have her tiger. And the other ones, they were telling everyone to pretty much, retreat, get back in the house, and set up a border, around them, so that way they'll be safe. And so we see now that eventually she actually had called back her whip, and then we have that one getting corrupted, instantly. And not only that, you see now that throughout the episode, being corrupted this much is pretty much pushing her, over the edge. And it's also making her pretty much, not be stable, because all this time, she kept thinking back to the past, and when Yato had to kill her first family, and that right there is what was like really driving her. And so now we have Aiha going to the tiger, and we see now, once again we have Kazuma, trying to escape, but obviously he cannot do it alone. But that's when we have Aiha still using that stick, and she was able to, destroy that barrier on the door, and that right there had let them out. And so now we see that, Aiha's condition is definitely, a lot worse. I'm not even sure if this character will be around, after all this is like said and done with, because you see her eye, and that right there is like a phantom eye, and that thing was like freaking massive. It was taking up a lot of her face, and we cannot even see her other eye because of her hair. So definitely, Aiha's condition is definitely not that good, and even her voice was like changing a bit. So it definitely, was not looking good there. And so now, we're like Kazuma, about to head back. We have Hiyori, even though right now she should go back to the real world, she actually wants to go to Yato because she can actually stop him. And so right now, Hiyori was like so set on this, Kazuma had no choice but to like bring her along. And so we see now that when Bishamon and Yato were like still fighting, at one point we have Nora, actually talking, in Yato's mind. And that right there, definitely brings up a good point, because just why did Yato, use Nora, back in the day and then stop? And so now, or now it appears at least that Nora, she has a very, very deep grip on Yato. And it seems that, even after all these years, it's like still there. It's like almost like Yato is like under her spell, and sometimes, she can make him bend to her will. And we see now that, that Yato was like actually going to kill Bishamon, being under Nora's control, but luckily Hiyori had appeared and actually stopped him. And so now we have everybody pretty much feeling Yato and Bishamon on what really happened. And even though, Yato was like going to stop fighting, Bishamon was not having that. And we even see now that when Kuguha was like making his move and had his phantom, or as he called it, a masked one, that thing was like going around eating, Bishamon's regalias. And so apparently masked ones are different from phantoms, and I have no idea why, but I'm guessing, on a power scale, masked ones must be, a lot more powerful, which is why they were able to break those borders, pretty easily, and eat all her regalias. But we see now that Bishamon was remembering, what Yato had did back then. She was throwing out all logic out the window and just kept fighting him. And we even see now that it like got to the point where her blight became a bit overwhelming, and we see it now actually affecting Yato. And so now we see Bishamon was like planning to actually take down both of them, and we even see that, with like Nora not in Yato's head anymore. He was still thinking about killing her because that right there might have been the only way where he could possibly save her, because of course she would like be reborn right on the spot. And so now we see that after slashing her chest a bit, obviously that right there was not deep enough. But with Bishamon all blighted and powered up, we see now that apparently, maybe that one attack, that right there could have killed Yato, but no, for some reason Kazuma actually pushed Yato out the way and took the hit himself. And so we see that, Kazuma's death because I would imagine that that he did die from this. We see him now taking hold of Bishamon, and even though he was like being corrupted, instantly, he finally told her what happened. That he was the one that had got Yato to like kill her family, and he always wanted to tell her, but he could not bring her to do that. And we see now that right there was like getting him for years now, because if he would have told Bishamon the truth, it's possible that she would never hate Yato, but at the same time she could hate him. And of course, because Yato gave her strength, and of course, every time she had praised Kazuma, that made him be full of joy, and that's probably why he also became, a blessed vessel as well. But we see, Kazuma supposedly die, obviously, and we have Bishamon just like bawling her eyes out, and Yato's like, I'm pretty sure you can hear your regalia, and release them. And so right now Bishamon was like, once again, I have lost my family. And of course, Yukine is like, how is that possible? Because Yato has not killed anyone. And Yato's like, obviously, it's the one behind all this. And that right there is where the episode ends. Obviously, that right there really wasn't, a cliffhanger ending like last week. But that ending right there definitely set up a pretty good fight for, Yato and a new blessed Yukine to take on a mass one. And that right there should be hype. And also in the credits, we see Bishamon fighting as well. And I'm surprised that she has a regalia, laying around that's in like any condition to fight, because we see, that even her tiger was not affected as well. And I'm pretty sure that like any surviving regalia is definitely not affected with the blight. But also there was the girl that she saved, I want to say maybe like 2 weeks ago, and also there was like some little girl as well. Those two are still around, but that girl is definitely not in like any mood, to even live right now. So I do wonder, where they will go, with that one. But overall, a fantastic episode. Yukine becoming a blessed vessel. To me, that right there was amazing. And I cannot wait to see what he can do in the future, or possibly next week, because that right there should be a good fight. But as always, let me know what you guys thought. And please do not forget to like and subscribe, because it really helps me out. But as always, you gotta take it easy. And I will see you all next time.